Hi, my name is Doug Hurley, and I'm the spacecraft commander for the Demo 2 mission to the International Space Station. This mission is the crewed test flight for the SpaceX Crew Dragon. So every portion of the flight, this will be the first time the Crew Dragon has had a crew on board. And so there's a myriad of objectives we want to achieve. Obviously, the first part is to launch the rendezvous and docking phase. And then we'll spend some time on board space station and do some docked activities with the vehicle. And then at some point, 30 to 90 days later, we will undock and do an entry and a landing in the Atlantic off the coast of Florida. It's a story. On STS-127, which was my first flight, I think we scrubbed on the order of 6 times over the course of about a month. It was literally Groundhog Day trying to get into space. And of course, it's your first flight, so you really, really want to go. We just had technical challenges for the first 2 or 3 launch attempts, and then had to scrub for weather a number of times before we finally got to go. That's why you got to go to the pad, you got to get in the vehicle, because you never know when the weather's going to clear. It's not the best of stories, but I think back so fondly on that mission. We worked really hard for 16 days, but it was a great mission once we got airborne. We first got down to Kennedy, we got every checklist out and every responsibility that each one of us had. We kind of almost tabletopped it for the first couple days. And you see that in sports teams. You see the coaches and players that spend that extra time after practice and at night reviewing film and going over films of the other teams. I think that's what you need to do in a space flight, is you need to know what you're going to do almost instinctively, if not completely by heart, and then go from there. And I think it sets you up for success. With the shuttle, you were on your back for almost 4 hours waiting to launch. So part of it was just, let's get this over with and get going. But then when the engine's light, you know you are going, and you know you're going somewhere pretty fast. And you go from, in the case of the shuttle, you go from 3 Gs to 0 Gs instantaneously, and things start floating. And I remember distinctly just thinking, what just happened? Because 8.5 minutes ago I was on Earth and now I'm in space. And obviously with Falcon 9 and Dragon, this will be the first time humans have ridden on the Falcon 9, even though it's flown many, many times. You tend to pull more Gs. The first stage is pretty similar. Like shuttle, we had about a 2.5 minute first stage. The difference is going to be with Falcon 9, the engines, you separate from that part of the rocket with the engines the first stage, and so you get kind of a weightlessness there for, or a lack of acceleration there for a split second or two. So that part of it is going to be distinctly different. We could experience somewhere on the order of 4+ Gs, whereas shuttle, we were limited to just 3 Gs. I think our concentration has mostly been on the profile, the crew vehicle interface, just how the Dragon will work for crews going forward. That's why we're going to do this flight now, is to prove out what we think it will do. Ideally, it will do exactly what we expect it to do. The first simulator where we integrated the Hawthorne mission control team and the Houston mission control team was a huge moment, to be able to just have the entire integrated team that's going to support us getting to and from space station, talking together, working through the challenges. I think that was probably for me the first big highlight, and that wasn't that long ago. It overwhelms you to think about how many people have in some way, shape, or form touched this program and this vehicle to get us to this point. We obviously, in a lot of ways, are the lucky ones that get to fly it, but we certainly not for 1 second take for granted the amount of effort that so many other people had to put into this to make it successful. And we'll do our part to make it successful and to get back here and celebrate with everybody in a few short months. Very excited. Yeah, very excited.
Subscribe for more space.